So obviously, the show My Journey to You is actually on break, which you people are aware, and most people will want to like know what happened next in the series. So this is continuation of what happened starting from episode 85, counting to where they are in India, and definitely it will be returned soon. Be rest assured. All right. But however, for now, let us talk about what happens next. Don't forget, let us talk about what happens next. If that interests you, you will get to know what happened next after the marriage, and everything that I've been curious about will be answered on this video. So let us continue starting from where we stopped on the previous episode.
Virat says 4 Ferras are enough, now announce we're married. Panditji says feeling her hairline. Virat throws cinder on her head. He says from today you will have no happiness in your life. He says Bhavani, see, you got your daughter married in free. Your friend and you wanted us to get married, right? Tell Jahan your daughter will have a hell of a married life. He says congratulations. Amruta is shocked. Bhavani sits and cries. Amruta says you will always remember the sins that you did. You will always wonder how did you get me. Scene 2. Babita says where is Virat? Why is he not coming home? Bibi says Abraj isn't picking up the call. Dilda says you shouldn't take stress. Ash asks Jahan where is Amruta? I am so worried. Jahan says they went to the festival. Ishika says they don't have answers. Babita had an accident because of your mom and Amruta. She will get jailed. Harsh says you deserve to be in jail. You stole Jahan's house, you broke our house. Jayesh says Amruta also creates problems. It's been a week since you got the house back. Why are you all still here? Don't you all have shame? They don't want Toto to marry Amruta. Harsh says you don't need to worry about it. Ishika says Jay always worries about you guys. Harsh says I don't need to talk to a person who broke our house. Jay is about to slap Harsh. Harsh holds his hand, Babita stands up in stress. Daelda is shocked. He says your foot. Jayesh says you've forgotten to respect your dad. Harsh says I wish I could forget you as a whole. He says to Ishika stay away from my mother and sister. Harsh go to Babita's house. Bhavani comes there. She is all distressed. She cries. Everyone is shocked. Jahan and Harsh hold her. Harsh hugs her. He asks what happened. She cries. Harsh says how did you get this bruise? She says, Amruta. Jahan asks where is Amruta? She says he. She cries. Harsh says tell us what happened. Bhavani says Virat accused Amruta of everything. He tried to get me arrested. Jahan says I will shut him up. Babita says he finally realized the truth. My son did the right thing. I am glad he opened his eyes. He must have sent her to jail. Bhavani cries. Deepika says what can be worse than jail? Virat comes in and says forced marriage. Everyone is shocked. Babita says where were you? He says I will make her life. I wanted to ruin the life of the person who did this to my son, so I did it. Babita says what are you saying? He says I married Amruta. She will live here and realize she shouldn't have messed with me. Everyone is shocked. Virat says makes her life hell in this house. Everyone is shocked. Amruta comes in. Babita is shocked to see her in cinder. Jahan hugs Amruta. She says say something, please. Come inside. Harsh holds her. Virat says your culprit will stay with your mom in your house. Her life would be in your control. She will have no happiness. Baita says what are you saying? He says she will never have the right of my wife. Babita says you can't do this. Virat says I did it. Her life will be caged here. Bhavani cries. Virat says it's my turn to take justice. Babita says I don't get it. What are you saying? Deepika says he's saying he married Amruta. Bhavani cries. Bibi says you can't do that. He says I've to take my revenge. Amruta is my wife now. Harsh says don't you dare to take my sister's name. He says don't be silent. Say something. Ishika says wow, amazing. This was your plan anyway, Amruta. What you wanted to happen regardless. Virat says this is out family matter. She says I am family. He says all cunning people are from the same family. He says okay, give your stepdaughter Shagun because she will only get cast here. He says get out now. Harsh says to Amruta, why didn't you stop him? Why didn't you stop him? You should have told me at least. Bhavani cries. Jayesh says what were you doing there? Couldn't you stop him? Were you just enjoying it? Don't cry, Eddie, and do this drama. You never do anything. You're useless. Daeda says stop it. Quiet, please. No one will say anything. He says Virat, you forcibly married Amruta. He says yes, Dad. Daeda says how can you do that? Do you even know what marriage means? Babita says Abraj, take me from here. Virat says, Mom. She leaves. Daeda says the wedding isn't a joke. He says what about what she did? She left my mom to die. Now her life would be a joke. Her dreams would die now. Bhavani takes Amruta to the terrace. Jahan gives her water. Jayesh says was that all drama? Doing wedding rituals. What is all this? She has a cinder now. Did she go to that festival to get married? He says who gave you the right to embarrass me? Bhavani says shut up. With what right are you asking her these questions? You abandon us. Go from here. He says I am their father. She kept your name but she is still a Jignesh. He says I was so proud of the fact that she's my daughter. But today the world is spitting on me because of her. Amruta says I didn't do anything. I am the victim here. Harsh says and we won't bow down to the wrong. We will answer them back. Jayesh says I will break your face. Sit here and shut up. Harsh says why should I? Jayesh says because I am your father. Shut up. Daeda comes there and says I am Amruta's father-in-law. I want to talk to my daughter-in-law. You better go from here. Daeda says to Amruta don't worry. I will fix everything. She says no. Don't do anything. I made the mistake I trusted the wrong person. Now I will fix everything. I need to meet someone. She leaves. Scene 2. Babita asks Kavita you were there too. She says I was scared he'd kill someone, he was so angry. Virat says I would. I could have lost my mom because of her today. Babita says is very clever. Nimrit says the lawyer is here. Amruta collides with Virat when he comes out. The lawyer says Amruta Jignesh. Virat says Amruta Ahuja. Amruta says I am Amruta Bhavani Jignesh. For Ferras do not count as a wedding. Virat says the wedding is done even if you agree or not. Amruta says here are the divorce papers. Sign these and get rid of all this. Virat throws them away. Amruta picks them up and brings them away. She says I was threatened to do this wedding. Sign these and let me be free. Jahan says I was stupid that I prayed for Amruta to get married to this guy. Virat says I will sign them. You would never get rid of all this now. Babita says what's wrong with you, Virat? She says Virat, please. Virat says Mom, please. He says Mom, please. I am doing the right thing. She deserves this. I won't end this wedding. The lawyer says any wedding done by force is discarded by the court. Virat says I won't sign it. You can consider whatever you want. He leaves. The lawyer says don't worry. I will get a summon from the court. Amruta says thank you. Daeda says to Jayesh please go to your home. Daeda says sorry Amruta. It's all my daughter. What happened was so wrong. Amruta leaves. Babita says why did you say sorry? He says this because our son has embarrassed us today. She says, what about what she did to me? He says, I am sure Amruta harmed you. She can't do this. Babita says I could die. Kavita says she was fighting for her life. Bibi says I cried so much. He says I was equally scared, but Amruta didn't do this for sure. That child can never do that. I know her very well. She saved Virat every time. She defended you when you were accused of stealing Jahan's house. You always think badly of her. You can't accuse her of this. Bibi says stop it. Babita, come and rest. She's done some magic on him. Dayoda says is a girl like our daughter. Would you still be silent? I'd shatter that guy. Our son is that guy now. Have some humanity. What Virat has done is shameful and we should all be embarrassed. Scene 3. Virat breaks things in anger in his room. He says, I won't let you get rid of me, Amruta. You will pay for what you did. Amruta cries in her room. She recalls what happened. Harsh says we have all the rip-offs. We can get this wedding discarded. He will be arrested. Bhavani says I am tired of cases, courts, and jails. I can't take this anymore. I want everything to be okay like before. Harsh says we have to fix everything. Think about her. We can't let this happen to Amruta. Bhavani says to give Amruta some time. Virat says in anger I have to do something. He looks outside at the terrace. No one is there. Virat says I won't let you go so easily. I will make you cry. He sees Amruta in Jahan's apartment. She tries to clean the sanda and cries. Virat looks at her. He feels bad. Virat says she lied to me. She did so wrong, why do I feel bad for her fake tears? Amruta says you ruined everything. You burned everything. Our friendship, trust, everything. To punish me. For caring about you. For trusting you. This is what you did. You took everything away from me. It is hurting me so much. She cries. Amateur says you think I risked your mom's life so you want to ruin my life. I won't let you do that. My life is a lot more precious than your fake accusations. I raised myself in this life with a lot of love. You used her as a pawn to force me to marry. You have to pay back for all that you have. This ring I will return with interest. I will never be part of this marriage. Virat looks at her and says I won't let you get out of this marriage. Amruta says you broke my trust. It's hurting me only in the end. I won't let you do this. Amruta looks at him from the window and draws the curtains. Scene 2. Oberoj comes to Babita's room. She says I can't believe Virat did all this. He's lost his mind. Oberoj asks how can Virat do this? Kavita says I tried a lot but he didn't listen. He took our phones as well. I thought he was just gonna send them to jail but he suddenly did this. Babita says we have to do this drama for a few more days. Oberoj says to Kavita we have to make her hate Virat. We have to take everything from Virat. Kavita says I have an idea, Jahan and Bhavani. We have to take everything from Virat. Kavita says, how can we? The episode continue, with Virat locking Amruta in a room vowing to punish her for all her crimes. Will Virat ever find out the truth? We find out on the next episode.